Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. So, you guys, this news broke. TMZ put this article up earlier today. Literally, it says 3 a.m. It says Jenelle Evans' mom says Jenelle blocked her from seeing Jace. We all know, if you're following this story, that Jace is currently in a mental health facility. What's even more shocking, though, is he's been in there since February 22nd. Jace Evans has been in a mental health facility for over a month now, you guys. Over a month. He's been there. Jenelle has visited him once, maybe twice. She flew back to North Carolina recently to visit him, she said, but also I think she had another agenda as to why she went there. But since he's been placed in this month, Barbara has been seeing him. Barbara has been calling every morning, every evening to talk to him, to tell him, hey, stay strong, hey, to talk to the nurses. Yes, Jace does get to have visitors. That is one thing when you're in a mental health facility. Like, a lot of times, the doctors and the therapist will encourage visitors, especially, like I was going to say, especially if you're a kid, but heck, to my knowledge, even when you're an adult, like, they want family visitors that can come, that they can talk to. And a lot of people that end up in mental health facilities, like, they have. Yeah, so she just blocked him. So this article with TMZ, they're quoting Barbara, and they're saying that Barbara said Jenelle is not allowing. I'm going to read the article, you guys. Teen mom star Jenelle Evans is allegedly shutting down Barbara out of her son's life while he is receiving treatment in a mental health facility, with Barbara telling us she's been blocked from visiting or even speaking to him directly. This is wild because Barbara has been consistent in Jace's life. To me, when I think of Barbara and Jace's relationship, and obviously I'm just a content creator, I watched the show from day one, but considering how much Barbara raised Jace, and from what I have been told by people that know them, that have been there surrounding them, that have been like, I've been told that, like, Jace looks at Barbara like his mom. Like, when something fun happens in his life, when something interesting happens, like, he calls Barb, like, his first, you know how, like, your first person you want to call when something happens, like, for me it's my mom too, or my husband. Like, oh, like, this happened, let me call. His is Barb. Like, he thinks of Barb as his mom. So for him to be in a mental health facility and now to be blocked from seeing and speaking to him, to me, is so evil of Jenelle. Think of yourself. Think of yourself if you somehow ended up in a mental health facility, in jail, as a 16-year-old, soon to be 17-year-old, and you can't speak to the one person, your mom, who you consider your mom. You were speaking to them, they were getting to see you, and then all of a sudden, and yes, so Barbara was getting to see him. Barbara was getting to see him up until Barbara filed for custody. And when Jenelle found that out, apparently she flew to North Carolina and she put a stop to Jenelle seeing. Let me get this off the screen. That's when she interfered. Barbara was able to see Jace initially. Barbara Evans tells TMZ she calls the facility every morning and night, asks staff to pass along messages to Jace, telling him she loves him and urging him to hang on. Barbara believes Jace is struggling without being able to communicate with her. I'm sure he is, which is why she continues checking in daily and asking staff to reassure him she's okay. We're told Jenelle has been in touch with Jace, visiting him at the facility last week. I wonder how that visit went, because last we heard he did not want to see her. So I'm curious how that went. Right. Janelle's sister Ashley says, my mother has seen Jay several times in the mental health facility. When my mother filed for custody, Jenelle refused to allow him to go back. Her probation order, Jenelle blocked communication. Okay, Janelle's sister said Janelle did not go visit Jace at the facility. The social worker let us know that Janelle is lying. She never went to go visit Jace. So she came to North Carolina and basically just did whatever she needed to do to stop Janelle, stop Barbara from seeing him. But she actually did not go see him, is what you're saying? That's insane. Like you come to North Carolina, which honestly is probably good she didn't go see him because what I heard was he didn't want to see her. Jace is very upset. My sister cut contact from Andrew and my mother. He was supposed to be released before he got sent to the facility, but Janelle interfered. Did he get sent to a different facility? Yeah, actually, I can send a link if you want to come up and talk. That way I don't. So at this time, who's the only person allowed to speak with Jace? Would that be Janelle? If Janelle did not interfere when the police got the IVC, said that he was supposed to be released, and the psychiatrist said there was nothing going on with him, Janelle interfered. Police got the IVC, said that he was supposed to be released. So he was supposed to be released already, but Janelle is keeping him there, and Janelle blocked all communication. I'm assuming an IVC is like a PEC. It's like where the doctor or somebody says you do or don't need to be held in the facility any longer. That's what I'm saying. Here we call it a PEC. I'm assuming that's something like that. Let me see. Oh my goodness, really none of that went through. That's exactly what Janelle is doing. That's why they have to go back to court. And because it's a civil matter with custody, Janelle is making a big mess with refusing to let Jace go back with my mom. North Carolina IVC is involuntary commitment. Okay. My child has been hospitalized, and it's not up to the parent as to how long they stay unless they are in an expensive place. I know with like, okay, with y'all remember John and Kate plus eight? Kate Goslin had her son in a facility for like 2 years. And I think it was like a year before they diagnosed him with. She only went and saw him once. But so, I know from my experience with facilities too, for me, like when they say, I know two people that are adults though, that they went in. They went in and when it was their time to go, like it was their time to go. One person that I knew, like we were like, I don't think they're ready to leave. Like they're struggling still. Like they're not taking their medication. They're still having like schizophrenic episodes. And I remember like the mom talking to the doctor and saying like, I'm scared for them to get out because I'm talking to them every day and I know they're not fine. I know like the kid's not fine, which was the kid was an adult, but it was this person's kid. And the doctor's like, no, like I think they're fine. I think they're fine. Like I think she's ready to come home, and the mom was scared. The mom was like, I'm talking to her every day and she does not sound fine. Like I know my child, like I'm scared. And the doctors was like, no, we're ready. Maybe it depends on what type of insurance, because I think that was a case with them. Like that person's insurance only pays for so many days. So at that point, they wanted to boot you on out. I'll finish reading this really quickly. The alleged cutoff comes on the heels of a disturbing 911 call last month in which Barbara claimed Jace had a pew pew to his head, an incident that ultimately led to him being placed in a treatment facility. Just last week, a judge denied Barbara's request for emergency custody, but she is not backing down. Which, from my understanding, the reason the judge denied the request is because Jace is in a facility, so he's safe right now. So there's not an immediate need for action because he's in the hospital. Barbara says she's not backing down, telling us a temporary custody hearing is set for next week, where she and Jace's father, Andrew Lewis, will be presenting evidence. We reached out to reps for Jenelle. So far, no word back, which I thought it was interesting that Jenelle posted a video. Let me see. Over the weekend. Where is it? No, it should be. I sent it to. Hold on, guys. Jenelle posted a video basically like saying like, "Mom, you are silenced." And I was like, what is that about? But it seems this was when she was in North Carolina and she knew that she had already did what she needed to do to keep her mom from seeing and talking to Jace, or she was about to get it done. And unfortunately, Jenelle does hold the power when it comes to Jace right now. Emergency custody was denied. Janelle's sister Ashley says emergency custody was denied because the judge did not understand the full situation, and the hospital kept trying to verify the records that my mom had guardianship that he can be discharged. Oh, thank you, April. After that, my sister decided to interfere and cut contact when my mother filed for temporary custody. Usually goes in before permanent custody, like my mom did years ago before full custody. Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to send this video that Jenelle did over the weekend. I already sent it once, but for some reason it's still not showing up on my computer. Get off of there. Now, what's so crazy is, and it's sad, is that Jace, the only mom that Jace has really known is Barbara. This is who he looks like as a mom, I'm sure. This is who he feels like as a mom. And now he's in this facility. He's been there over a month. His Barbara was getting to see him, but now Barbara can't see him. Jenelle is a horrible person. This is about control for Jenelle, nothing else. This is not about what's in the best interest of Jace. This has never been about what's in the best interest of Jace. This is about Jenelle controlling what's going on. She is mad at Barb because she found out Barb wanted custody. So now to get back at Barb, she is making sure Barb cannot see Jace. And she is hurting her own son by doing that. Jenelle said she was going to visit Jace for the first spring break. We know Jace doesn't want to see her talk to Jenelle. I'd be willing to bet she went to see him. He refused. So no more Barb. Does Jace know that Jenelle did this so he doesn't know he doesn't turn on Barb? Does Jace know that his mom stopped Barb from seeing him? Probably. I would imagine that the hospital has to tell him when he's like, "Hey, is my baby coming to visit?" They're like, "Sorry, she can't." And he's like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, your mom says she can't." Because with him being a child, his mom can dictate who comes to see him, I would imagine. This is weird. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to send this. I don't know what's going on. Jace knows Barb would not turn on him. She raised him. He knows her heart. He also knows what's in the backspace that would be Janelle's heart. Yeah, black space, Janelle's heart, yeah. Jace is really going to hurt Jenelle one of these days. She keeps messing that way from being happy and with being with the people that really care about him and love him. You know, he's 16 and he's already like, you know, they've kind of cut each other off. When Jenelle sent him back to North Carolina to live with Barb. She sent him back and was like, I'm done. You know, you live your life, I'll live my life. I don't care. I'm done. But now here we are because the whole 911 call came out and the public found out. I think obviously that's why she stepped in, because the public found out about what was going on, and now she's got to come in and act like she's trying to do something when really she's just making things worse. Because even though, I don't know, like Jenelle has publicly, even though she's publicly on camera and like puts out her own videos, like she does stuff, like she'll put out a video that everybody's like, girl, this is not helping you, but she'll think it's helping her. He's been ready to go for like 3 weeks, but Jenelle refuses to comply and give Jace back to my mom. She's the guardian per probation. I don't know where my phone is sending these files into my computer, but it's not sending them where I need them to be so I can find them and show you guys. Because Jenelle did a video on her Instagram over the weekend where she literally like lip synced to this audio where it was like, Mom, shut up. You are cut off from talking. And it was literally over the weekend. So around the time that she was trying to shut her mom off. I keep sending this to my computer, but it's not going through for some reason. Who else saw that? Did you guys see that? So it ain't like she can come back and say she didn't do it. That's another thing with Jenelle. Like Jenelle, oh, okay. For instance, when Jenelle and Dolph tweeted about how, oh, when David shows up to get his stuff, he's going to be in for a big shock, and he said, oh, they're gonna shit when they see what we did. And then come to find out, when David showed up to get his stuff, all his stuff was messed up. Like his four-wheeler, like the wires were cut, the seats were cut, the tires have been, jabbed, and all the air were out of them. And then when it came out, Jenelle tried to say they didn't do it. Girl, you literally tweeted. You and so she's that ignorant. Jenelle is that ignorant that she'll post admitting to doing something. Then when it comes out that this thing happened, she says, I didn't do that. And it's like, girl, a week ago you were tweeting about it. What are you talking about? I don't see how people will still comment on her post unless she's good mom. There's crazy people in this world. Like, for instance, this one guy did just that, commented on Janelle's post saying she was a good mom. Dawson Day, I don't know who the heck is Dawson Day, said, you're a great mom. Don't ever doubt that. None of these people know you. I'm sorry, but when your own family has nothing to do with you, this is not about the public. This is not about, oh, you know what? It's just the public that doesn't like her. So maybe we're wrong because we don't see enough. But her and her mom can't get along. Her and her sister, her and her brother, like nobody. Jenelle moved to Vegas because Jenelle had nobody anywhere. She moved to Vegas to be with a man that she had known for a few years over the phone that was like a manager. And then once she moves in with him and they start dating after what, 6, 7, 8 months, they break up and he hates her because he's like, she's crazy. This woman is crazy. Okay, so she said, thank you for that. The comments. Isn't this a dude whose girlfriend made out with a minor? Honest question. Besides this couple, can one single person in your life that knows you in real life agree with him? Just one person that can say Jenelle is a great mom. No. She's such a great mom. She allows an abusive man into her life yet again and isolates Barb's son when right now he needs support and love. 10 out of 10 mother. You're the worst mother I've ever known. You want me to read that? You want me to read that, Ashley? Oh my God. So you made a fake account to thank yourself for being something you're not. Double jeopardy. Don't let this one person's words go to your head. You're a horrible POS mother. Wow. You have people blinded. I'm just a girl going into a cave now. Maybe the video's on here where she did that about mom. And some guys, like she has a few guys, it's like, oh my God, you're so hot. Like, what? What? Doing what's in the best interest of my children. 7 hours ago, doing what's in the best interest. Cutting Jace off from your mother is not in the best interest of your child. Why would you block your mom for visiting Jace? Then head back to Vegas with David. So now he's stuck in the hospital with no one. Why don't you stay and support him? This is definitely not what's in the best interest of your children. And more, listen, when I flew back in from Michigan, I had a layover in North Carolina. I was in North Carolina for like 4 hours, right? At the airport, obviously. But I was literally like, I know Jenelle's been traveling. Like she left Vegas, went to North Carolina. Then I was like, I think she's like, is she going back to Vegas right now? When is she going back? So in the freaking airport in North Carolina, I'm literally like kind of watching out. I'm like, wouldn't it be crazy if I ran into Jenelle Evans? I was on the phone with my husband and I was like, wouldn't it be so crazy if I ran into Jenelle? He was like, oh, she'd probably run up on you and try to fight you. I was like, no, she would not. She's scary. If Jenelle, no, she wouldn't. He's like, you don't think so? He's like, isn't she kind of a big girl? I was like, no, I think she's like 5'1", or like she's short. And I was like, I definitely wouldn't be scared if she did. Um, yeah, Ashley, if you want to come up and talk, you can. Um, Sweet and Sassy says, I'm a caseworker in South Carolina, and I bet Barbara will have a tough time getting custody of Jace back after she said she could no longer take care of him and gave custody back to Jenelle, sadly. Man, I hope not. I hope not. By the way, just so people aren't asking, my mother is very upset, crying for like a week and a half after she had her stroke, going through a lot of mental stress. Just wants to talk to Jay. I can imagine. This is like her son. She's had Jay since he was born. Did Kale give me tea on Jenelle when you met her? We talked a little bit about her, but it was stuff that kind of people knew, like about how much she was there for her, which it was stuff that didn't come out. She, she's like, I got her out of jail. Like I went and picked her and Cortland up one time when they were like messed up. So she was like, I really tried to be a friend to her. You think, okay, my thing is like, sweet and sassy question. The fact that Jenelle is currently back with David Eason, though, and David Eason, there's an RO against David Eason for Jace. David Eason is currently facing charges of child abuse, assault by strangulation. Do you still think a judge would put, what do you think a judge would do? Because surely a judge would not give Jace back to Barbara, right? Yeah, so also, yeah. Now, Barbara let Jace move back in with Jenelle. Barbara had Jace from the time he was born. She became his legal guardian when he was like a few, she maintained custody of him when he was a few months old, raised him for the first almost 15 years of his life. She let him move back home with Jenelle, or she let him move in with Jenelle when he was about to turn 15 for the first time ever, because Jenelle had been begging her over the years, okay, this is important too. Jenelle had taken Barbara to court 2 or 3 times in those years. I think the first time she took Barbara to court, Jace was like 4 maybe, but she did it like 3 times. Finally, the last time, the judge made a permanent order saying you will never get custody of him. Barbara Evans is his permanent custodian. Like she has permanent custody of him, right? So this happened, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12. He was 10 or 12, something like that, right? And they both was like, it is what it is. She got permanent custody. Yes, so Jace will be 17 in August. He'll be 18 next. So this year, 2026, August 17. Next year, 2027, 18 in August. Okay, so when she let Jace go live with Barbara, when Barbara let Jace go live with Jenelle, Barbara thought Jenelle had been doing good. Jenelle had fought her several times for custody. Barbara's older. So she finally was like, you know what? I think it's fine. Like, I think she's doing well enough to where he needs a male influence in his life. Like, Jenelle and David seemed to be doing better. Like, his siblings live there. So Barbara finally was like, okay, I'm going to let you live with your mom. And she told Jenelle, I'm going to let you take in Jace. It was like 6 months, 911 calls had already been made. He had gotten in trouble at school. He had ran away. And then he ended up in the hospital, with marks on his neck and arm saying that David assaulted him. So at that point, he went back with Barbara for a little bit. And then Barbara had to call the cops because he had ran away from her house. And then he ended up in a mental health hospital from that. Thank you, Toasted. We do a video on JT body cam. I don't know. I might. Maybe. So he went back to a mental health facility. He was there for like 3 months. And then, yeah, thank you, Toaster, for the super chat. And then when it was time for him to come out, because that he ended up in the hospital and said that David assaulted him. By this point, David was facing charges for assault by strangulation, which is a felony, and a misdemeanor child abuse charge, right? So the hospital was like, we need to release Jace. He's ready to go home, but we cannot release, like, he cannot be released to you, Jenelle, because David is with you. So that's when Jenelle told David, hey, go stay on the boat. I got to go get Jace, going to figure everything out. Just go stay on the boat for a little bit. So David leaves, goes to the boat. Jenelle goes and picks Jace up, gets back home, tells David it's over. We're not going to be together. Now, what we know is Jenelle was already talking to August behind the scenes. Janelle had started. August was like her manager, but her and August had started developing like a really close relationship a couple of weeks before Jace was set to come home. That's why Jenelle had the ability to get rid of David at that point. It wasn't because Jace was coming home and she wanted to do what was right for her son. It was because she had called David, or it had come out that David had messaged his ex-wife while he was with Jenelle. He had sent his ex-wife pictures of their bedroom messy and talking about how Jenelle don't clean, telling his ex-wife that he still dreams about her and la-di-da-di-da. So Jenelle had caught him doing that in the time from when Jace got put into the hospital until the time that Jace was coming home from the hospital. So she had started talking to August and they had gotten close. So that's why she sent him. It was not because my son is coming home and he needs a place to come, so you have to get out of the house. It was literally, she was already talking to August and she found those things out, and her son was coming home. So it was everything together. I think if it was just the fact that Jace was coming home, I don't think she would have made David leave. I think she probably would have told Jace to go to Barbara's. I don't know. But once David left, and she got Jace back home, she told David they were getting a divorce and that she was not going to let him come back home. She then kicked Marissa out. So she has Jace for a little bit. They moved to Vegas. She's with August. Jace was happy to be away from David. But I was told right after they moved to Las Vegas that Jace was not happy living in Vegas, that he did not like it. It was not what he was used to. It was away from Barbara. It was away from his friends, and he didn't really like it. So anyways, Jenelle dates August for a little bit. They break up. It was a real toxic thing with that. Jenelle had Jace driving her around Las Vegas drunk. It was just craziness, right? Ran away a couple of times, 911 calls, not doing good in school again, not good. Jace ends up putting up some text messages between him and Jenelle where Jenelle told him, F you. And when he released those messages, she sent him back to live with Barbara. She's like, well, you're done, go back to live. So when she sent him back to live with Barbara, at that point, it was, I'm done with you. You're done with me. I'll live my life. You live your life. So Jace was back living with Barbara when this incident happened in February. He had been there for 8 months, had been doing good. He was doing good on his probation. He was doing good. He was doing school work online. He had a job, doing fine. The flip out came when he found out about Jenelle getting back with David, and then he lost it. And then so my question is, the fact that he was already living with Barbara, he's 16, he will be 17 soon, and he really has a valid reason for why he lost his temper. Now, whatever happened as far as like, if he had a gun, if he didn't, if he just said he did, if he, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's definitely concerning. But I still feel like he's validated and getting super upset to find out that his mom is back with David. So I would feel like Barbara would have a good chance of getting him back because Jenelle literally has David with her. They're back together. So how is a judge going to say you can't go back with Barbara, the woman that raised you, the woman that had you before this happened, and you were doing fine with her up until your mom got back with a man that abused you and you found out, and then you lost it. So wouldn't the judge take would the judge take all that into consideration? I don't know. Do you guys know? I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as I think it was because yeah. That's what I think it was too. Is because it was so public. I definitely think it was because it was public. If it would have been hush hush, then she probably would have dealt with it. Why is this not going through? Some judges are pretty, honestly, pretty shit. Exactly. I would not be shocked. Yes, absolutely. Please tell Barb because I just feel so bad for Barb. When Jace was living with my sister, Marissa could not stand what was going on and she could not wait to leave when she turned 18. Marissa and Jace formed a close bond for a little while till she left. Yeah, that's sad too. Like, I know Marissa has wanted to speak out before, saying that Kaiser is messing with homeless people. I have no idea about anything to do with that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who Rue is. I know sometimes the information that Rue has put out seems to be accurate. Sometimes it hasn't been, which that kind of happens with all of us. I mean, heck, I put out stuff before that I've had to be like, oh well, sorry, and that wasn't accurate. And it's not because listen, sources give you information, and then sometimes the people that tell them obviously don't tell them the full truth to protect people. I don't know what is Rue's handle. Ashley said Barb's custody has said that she should have no problem getting Jace back in her. Ashley said that Barb's attorney has said that she should have no problem getting Jace back into her custody. Okay. Um, she claims that he even stole from a homeless person and bragged about it to who? I would not listen. I don't like to talk, because here's the thing. Kaiser has done some things, okay? But Kaiser does these things because of the environment he is raised in. Like if Kaiser's smoking or drinking or talking nasty or filthy, it's because he is raised in a house where those things are allowed. I mean, I know he's gotten in trouble at school several times for different things, but at the end of the day, this is on Jenelle. I agree. What is Ruse at? I don't remember. Let me go see if I can find it. Does anybody know her? What is it? Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. Okay. Just, could. This is good. There it is. Follow when Twitter was still Twitter. Yeah, I did too. Let's see. All right. This is why she did the "Shut Up Mom" post to gloat because she blocked Jace from talking to Barb's or anybody else. Right now, he has nobody. See, that's what I was saying too. Like she did that video, "Shut Up Your Mom," quit talking, and then we find out that she blocked Jace from talking to Barb. I'm like, wow, that's insane. Um, let's see what this says. Well, ain't this cute? All the haters who keep responding to her Facebook post just afforded David a plane ticket for them to fly back to NC together. Congratulations, haters. Keep it up. Y'all buy her and David all the luxuries. And it says, correction, I meant they all flew back to Vegas. My bad. Um, Instead of parenting Jace, this is what she does to him. This is what she meant when she texted him one phone call, reminding him she can commit him at any time. This was last year when he wasn't living with her. So the current makes it twice. So the current issue commit. So the current commit makes it twice. She's made the okay. Him being committed. Okay, got it. I thought they meant comment because I couldn't make it make sense at first. Oh, and this is somebody found this of Jace's. This is like Jace's like Snapchat or something. It says, crazy how you flew back from Vegas to do this shit to me. But look where it put you. It put me back in the right state of mind of how you really are. It does suck that my life has been like this for so long, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Life will change as it goes on. So that was something that, oh, her replies, okay. So that was something that Jace snapped and somebody caught it. It looks like he could be in I don't know where he is here. Maybe a hospital, I'm not sure. All right, let's go to her replies. Wait, what is going on here? Can we all agree this is five head, big ugly, or one of her mans? Stop engaging with this flea bag. They've not denied. They've not denied they are her and can't keep their yap shut like annoying barking chihuahua. I don't know. From what was out there, blue hair got the block and unfollowed because he commented on her being back with Big Ugly. She gloated about that. That was Colton and Brandon, two from people. The blue hair's Brandon. All right, so do they have a court date coming up? They do. Did she see him when she was in NC? She didn't see him from what I've heard, but she did talk to him, which I can't blame him for playing the game because she blocked any outside contact. This isn't going to look good for her in court, can it? I have zero clue what North Carolina courts do anymore. What seems like a logical way things should go. NC courts do opposite exactly. Couldn't his doctors deem that as harmful as Jace's mental health to Jace's mental well-being? I could understand if they blocked the egg donor, but to allow her to block Babs. Since he's in a mental health facility, the staff feel they can support him if he has any triggers with her. So she's not harmful to his mental well-being. What is this new TMZ article about Jenelle blocking Babs from contacting Jace? Also, she claims that she saw him during spring break. She blocked Jace from talking to anybody. Jace has no other choice right now but to play the game she's playing. Anyone else at all concerned for Barb with one of Janelle's sock accounts having the Gypsy Rose, the bee is dead Facebook post as her header? That's not JE. That's the Colton dude that was calling women. That was calling women menopause or something like that. What? I'm guessing she didn't even attempt to see Jace. And as the RO dropped, that trip was about David. Instead of parenting Jace, this is what she does to him. This is what she meant when she takes the one phone call. Okay, we've read that. All right, where's the thing about Kaiser? A lot of screaming and hollering his whole life, never peace ever. So I guess David quit the job Kinley helped him get. We all know Jenelle doesn't like her men to work, so they can focus on her, and David loves being jobless. The job he had was not through Ken. It was a previous job he had, and they hired him back. Just a heads up, when Babs would get frustrated at Jace, she called J.E. and vent to her, and Jay records everything. So that's Jay's plans to prevent Barb from getting custody. I hope Babs learned a lesson going forward. So we'll see. But everybody needs to bankrupt Jenelle Evans. No engagement. Jace has got to stop tearing stuff up too. He has to take responsibility for his actions. I agree 100%, but as a parent, you work through those problems. A mother's job never ends. Clearly, he does that for attention, and J.E. refuses to pay any self-reflection, to take any self-reflection, and points fingers elsewhere. Attention is free, by the way. Jay seems to have serious problems. Barb and Jenelle both claim he's destroyed their home. Barb has reported physical abuse from him. I do not feel optimistic about his future. I agree, but it's better to be hopeful than to do Jay's plan and act like he's the only one with a problem. So let's make him go away. Where's the comment about? Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Let me see if that other video ever came through. If not.
So when am I going to see you again? Tomorrow morning? Are you going to spend the night?
So I went and got just like a little screen recording from Jenelle Evans' 16 and pregnant episode, because a lot of people like don't like, a lot of people's like Barbara, like she's horrible, whatever. No, it's fine. You don't have to. I don't think Rue likes me very much, so that's fine. I'm not like, I'll go to Rue's page to try to clarify what you guys are talking about, but I don't think Rue likes me, so I'm not too worried about it. So I went to get some clips from Jenelle Evans' 16 and pregnant episode, because a lot of people's like, oh my God, like Barbara just wanted to make, a lot of people, some people, I've seen people say like, Barbara just wanted control. Barbara was a yeller. And I'm like, dude, listen, Barbara's old school. Not that yelling is like the best. I am not a yeller. I don't like yelling. It's a trigger for me because my mom was a yeller. So I know that it can cause some trauma. You know, like I know that. I do think, unfortunately, no parent is perfect. No parent is without fault. And every parent is going to instill, unfortunately, going to cause some type of trauma. Sorry. Every parent, there's going to be something they do that when their kids become an adult, they're like, I have trauma from that, or I get triggered because of this, or you did this wrong, or now I do this different because you did this when I was little. Unfortunately. So unfortunately, there's going to be everything that like every kid is going to have some sort of trauma, right? I would say I'd probably much rather my trauma be that my mama screamed rather than my mama abandoned me, rather than my mama chose men over me, rather than all the things that Jenelle Evans is. So while I do know that Barbara was a yeller, she was a screamer, and that is a fault of hers, I do think that Barbara had the best of intentions with Jace, whereas Jenelle did not. Jenelle has never put Jace first. Barbara has always put Jace first. So here is like some little clips from the show.
So when am I going to see you again? Tomorrow morning? Are you going to spend the night with Keeper? No, Mom. I'm going to come home and go straight to sleep. Okay, tonight? Yeah. Good. But.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of being yelled at. Every time I come here, I'm yelled at, isn't it? I'm yelled at every time. I'm so sick of it.
You do bring some of it on yourself.
How about you try going home with my mom for a couple days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how? It's like I feel like I've had no one. Like no one loves me. No one cares about me. And my mom never even tells me she loves me. No one tells me they love me. No one hugs me.
I've been telling you I love you, hugging
I
you
know,
all
I
day.
know.
Also, this is something here, how Janelle's like, nobody ever tells me they love me, nobody. And he's like, I do all the time. This is Janelle. Like, I would even, like, the fact that she's saying this and Keeper's like, dude, I do all the time. And he's like, no, I know you do. Is it possible that Barbara does maybe every once in a while, but because you get in trouble, then you are forgetting or wanting to lie and say that she doesn't? Like, you can't trust somebody that's like, nobody ever does this, nobody ever says this to me. And then the boyfriend's like, I do all the time. No, I know you do. Well, you just said nobody does. You just said nobody does.
I know, you've been making me feel a whole lot better. Before you came along, that's how it was. I cried myself to sleep every night. She calls me a slut. She calls me a whore all the time. She thinks it doesn't hurt my feelings.
For the past,
I don't know. I've never heard Barbara call Janelle a slut, but I would say if I was a teen mom at 16, 17, however years old, and my mom called me a slut, that would absolutely hurt my feelings. It would. It would hurt my feelings. We've never heard it. Is it possible? Sure. That would be hurtful. But my thing too is like, how many times have you hurt your mom's feelings? Janelle's only been worried about what hurts her feelings, never about, maybe I'm hurting other people's feelings.
history in the future is a mystery. Now we get it. So I go on the present.
Don't you want that? They go, but then I can't because I can't bring Jace with me.
How's it going?
Where's Janelle?
In the room.
Janelle, get out here. Why? Because you're leaving. Leaving? Don't make me call the police. Because you're out. Permanently. I told you when you moved back to this house after I threw you on that time, you had to change. And you're worse than ever. Got like the worst piece of mother. Next time you come see your baby, call me. You won't see him until you call. I'm not going to get stressed out over you.
That is another thing too. It's like Janelle's in her room with her boyfriend crying, and where's the baby? Outside with mom's boyfriend. Like, my mom had a boyfriend that lived with us when I gave birth to my daughter. I can't remember. There was never a time that I was in my room while mom's boyfriend held my child, and I was in my room hanging out with my boyfriend. No, if I was in my room, my baby was in my room, unless my mom was like, hey, can we take her out here? Then I'd be like, yeah, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But Janelle lived the life of like the sibling to Jace, though. She came home, Jace is in the stroller, straight to her room, hang out with her boyfriend, do whatever she wanted. This child was raised by Barbara. Janelle didn't even act like a mom.
Might take a month or 2 months, maybe even 3 months, but I'll get it back. But I'm gonna get my own place, and then there's time to get Jace back. Easy as that. I will prove her wrong. I will show her that I'm gonna be better than she ever was.
You say that while you're like actively on rugs. I'm gonna be better than she ever was. You're actively on rugs.
We've been at my mom's house a few days, and trying to get along with her is exhausting, and we need to take the edge off.
You smoking gun on
You also have hunger.
Oh, on this clip everybody's seeing, but even on this clip, where was the baby? Inside. Who's tending to the baby? Barbara. What's Janelle doing? Outside smoking.
You're smoking weed in front of my house. Don't you laugh at me in my house, you Mr. Disrespectful.
I'm not disrespecting
You
you.
think it's funny?
No,
Peter,
not
you think it's funny? Well, I don't think it's funny. We get caught in my house, this baby's gone. Gone. You won't take care of your babies. You wouldn't let me anyway. You know what you did? Hide. You both hide. This guy, he don't even work. All he does is sit around,
What you mean? I get money.
get money, from Janelle.
Shit.
Yeah, use all the money.
I get a lot more money than you think I do.
Yeah, like Barb let him stay there so Janelle would be there. Barb literally let Keeper stay so Janelle would be at home with the baby. And she's like, you
This conversation.
wouldn't let me raise him even if I wanted to because you're high all the time. Because you're high all the time.
Really ain't going nowhere.
This is why I would be caught to custody of this baby. Yep. Yeah. Even though I have a job, I'm going to college. I'm going to make some
Who's
money.
this
I'm
woman?
gonna have a bigger house than her. I'm gonna have a nicer car than her. I want to know today. Okay, well, I'll be out too. Well, you can stay. Why does it always gotta come to this? This guy is dragging you down, Janelle. He's another Andrew. Don't you understand that? He's only nice to get your money. No. Do you need therapy? Don't you feel the same too? Nothing is going wrong. I love you. You're always with this guy to a loser. Mom, he's not a loser. You haven't given him a chance. 2 months from now, when you see how much money and when he has a job and see how much income is coming in from the both of us, then you're gonna be like, wow, they are doing good. And I will say
That's
that.
all I have to
But
say.
you know what? I don't want to see you drag down again. I love you. I thought you were doing a good job in school and everything. You don't care about me or nobody. You only care about your damn boyfriend.
That's so hard to watch because she literally says, she's like, you don't have to leave, but he's got to leave. What does Jenelle do? No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Her mom's crying. For somebody to tell me like Barbara's like evil and only wants money, and like this woman was trying to do her best with a demon child. You know what I'm saying? Like who, like how can anybody raise Jenelle and be a damn saint? Thank you, Miss Ruth.
But I don't know what I'm going to say to her. Right now, I just want to see Jace and get my financial aid check. What are you doing here? I came to see Jace. You came to see Jace. You're not allowed here anymore. Janelle. Janelle, what's wrong? Give me back my credit card. I don't have your credit card. You used them. I don't have them. Where are they? Where's my financial aid check? I mailed it back. Mailed it back where? To the financial aid office. Why? Because you no longer live here. I needed that check to move out. I'm going to talk about my credit card. I don't have your credit card. Where are they? I don't have them. Why did you do this? I didn't. Why did you do this? I heard you come here with that sandy guy boyfriend. Listen to me! Get out! Get out! I'll call the police. I got to call the police. And I'm going to say all I want to do is see my son. And all I want to...
I've seen people talk about this clip where she's like freaking out, and I'm like, this is a hard clip to watch too because she is freaking out. She's been raising Jace. Jenelle took off. She didn't kick Jenelle out. She kicked Keeper out. What did Jenelle do? She left with him. Then she comes back a few weeks later for her financial aid check after she has stolen Barbara's credit cards and spent money. Mind you, Barbara is working at Walmart. It's not like Barbara had a ton of money. It's not like Barbara was rich. Barbara's working at Walmart, raising her child, paying for daycare, and then Jenelle steals her debit cards, her credit cards, and spends money on hundreds of dollars. Then now she's like, this is like, she's literally like frustrated. She's, you know, thank you, Toasted. Confused why Jenelle needs to go back to David. Can I find a man desperate enough for her? I guess not. I don't think so. This woman is older, working at Walmart, having to pay for daycare, having to buy formula, having to buy all the things for a baby. Her daughter is in and out. She don't kick her out, but she chooses a man over the son. Then she has the audacity to show up there and be like, oh, I'm here to see my son and get my check. She's like, where are my credit cards? Now she's got to worry about if she's going to pay what her daughter stole from her, or turn her in. But to tell the credit card company my credit cards were stolen, they need a police report. So she really has, this is a mother thinking about her daughter. Either I got to pay what my daughter did to me, like I'm going to have to pay it. I got to cover that, which I already cover everything with her son. Or I have to turn her in. And she probably might go to jail. Could you imagine the frustration? Could you imagine the heartbreak and how mad she is? So yeah, she freaked out. She freaked out pretty hard. But man, geez.
Do you want to get rid of me? You want to steal from me? It's gone. You're blowing everything. Your life. Your kids. How am I blowing my life? I'm going to college. I have a job. I go to school. I do what I'm supposed to do. And all you're trying to do is ruin my life. That's it. And you kick me out. I have nowhere to go. And you send my check off back to the college. Are you stupid? What is wrong with you? Wait a minute. It's here. Well, you know, this is it. You lived here, and I thought everything you were getting along. Now you went, you stole my credit cards when I've done everything for you, supported your child from day one, and you got the fault? Steal from me? Well, then now here's your clothes. Go be homeless. Janelle, take this stuff with you now. Take it. Well, I'll be back for it.
Going to spend the night at my mom's because I'm supposed to watch Jace early tomorrow morning while she works. So Gary's dropping me off, and then he's going to his parents for the night.
Love you.
Maybe.
Oh, your mom. Hi, Mom. Hey, Jace. I expect when I come home tomorrow that my house is not destroyed. Okay? Because Jace gets into everything. All right, Jace, how about something to eat? Jace, how about something to eat? You want cereal?
Look at that. You come to watch your son and you're sitting there on your phone?
How about chicken? Don't do that. Well, you know, you're just sitting on your phone. You know, you're supposed to be visiting with them. Why don't you get off the phone? You can't help me. Mom, if you keep yelling at me, I'm going to leave. Oh, you're not going to leave. Yeah, I'm looking for a Jace, honey. I only got one bottle. One. Now, maybe you can help me look for it? I'm not going to help you look for a bottle that you shouldn't have. Well, you know, it's either give him a bottle of milk or let him go hungry. So what are you going to do? It's not here. Okay. Why don't you give him a bath? Stupid thing.
Hi.
I'm about to have a friend come pick me up and leave because my mom's being a bitch.
Well, you need to stay with Jace. Seriously. You take your baby to see him, please.
I'm just going to hang out with my friends for like 30 minutes. You can't leave. You gotta babysit. Oh my god, here we go.
I am going for 30 minutes away from you.
Bitch. I want you watching my deal. Hi all the time. Right, whatever, dude. Yeah, so leave. You always do it. It's always about you. Just leave, Jenelle.
Mommy, maybe?
I don't know.
Cry.
I asked you to help me find the bottle. Now I gotta drag it out to the store.
Why are you yelling?
Because I'm asking you to.
You're crying over a bottle.
I'm not crying because you are so irresponsible.
Okay, now I cry.
She's probably crying because she's a 70-year-old woman who is probably exhausted from working and raising a toddler who, like she said, gets into everything. And now she needs you to watch the kid, and you're there 5 minutes and you're talking about leaving. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think out when I was like a young, exhausted mom with no help, but now she's an old, exhausted mom, and she thinks you're going to come and help her, and then bam, you're going to leave. She's at her wit's end. She's literally at her wit's end.
But see, my son, oh, it doesn't matter how I feel, does it?
You think you're gonna cuss over him?
No, it doesn't matter how depressed I am. Doesn't matter how upset I am, does it? No. It matters if Barbara
You
happy.
know what? Oh my god. This is such a week. I needed you to babysit. You can't
Daddy,
get it.
I need you to be my mother and his grandmother. Don't say harsh comments to me like that.
Well-
Especially in front of my son.
I've been taking care of him since he's 6 weeks old.
Oh, how many times have I heard that? Be original.
Janelle, you're an idiot. When I heard Janelle, and I've heard it several times because I watched this clip several times. How many times have I heard that? Be original. Be original. This is the truth. It's like calling Gypsy Rose Blanchard a mommy murderer and her say, be original. But it's what you are. What do you mean be original? We could say several things. Barbara could have said several things, but that's just the top one, raise your kid. I've been raising your kid. That is the top one. So that's probably what she's always going to go to. For you to be like, be original. What do you want? What else do you want her to say? That's the top thing. It's the top thing. She's been raising your kid. And that's a big thing. The fact that she's been raising your kid for that long, be original. You sound like a dummy. You really sound like a dummy.
I think Jason's having a good time.
It worked out well. We'll get someone to play with.
I would really like him to come here and go to gymnastics.
I know, but everything costs you money.
I know that I would pay for it.
Which pay rent.
Not for August.
You pay mortgage rent yet? You can't wait till the end of the month to pay the rent.
Well, all we're gonna do is charge me, and it's gonna be $900 instead of $850. $50 more difference. It doesn't really matter.
Well, don't you think that?
I mean, I don't have the money right now, so I can't do anything. I need to pay my electricity and water and stuff before I pay my actual rent. That's more.
That is such like irresponsible, like, I don't know, like, well, I haven't paid my rent yet, but all they're going to do is charge me an extra 50. But if you don't have the money, like what? Like an extra 50, if you don't have the money, you obviously can't afford an extra 50. When you do pay it, it's going to put you down $50 that you clearly need. But she's just, all they're going to do is charge me an extra 50. Yeah, do you know people that are responsible, they try not to have to pay late fees? They try not to.
Because I can't get my electricity or my water shut off. I need to have cable and internet. I need my cell phone. My bank account's negative.
I need to have cable and internet. Do you know if you don't have a job, where are you going to plug the Wi-Fi box up to? Your ass? Like what? Like I have to have cable and internet. No, you don't. This is how dumb Janelle is. She was paying her cable and internet, but not her rent. Her cable and internet, but not her rent. What? What?
$600. Because me and him needed money, so we kept withdrawing money. My bank account's negative $600. Because me and him needed money, so we kept withdrawing money.
How can you be like, you no money?
Because I'm stupid. Okay, listen. I was running out of money because I was spending too much money on marijuana, honestly. I mean, Barry even told you how much I spent on marijuana, which I don't know why he told you. Yeah, anyway. You have no money, so now you're like, oh, I hate marijuana. Right? Yeah, I know. So, I mean, I'm staying clean.
And then you're just going to try to let somebody help you budget your money, like me or a financial advisor or somebody?
Yes, Mom.
Please, you're not good with money. I just want to teach you.
I want to start my car.
Well, that's good.
I really think Janelle, I really think Barbara, all she's ever really wanted was to see Janelle do good. I don't think she ever wanted to keep Jace from her. But when she realized that Janelle was not going to be a good mom, she had to make a decision. Okay, I have to put my innocent grandson above my daughter. And that's what she did. She put an innocent baby, her grandson, above her daughter, which I'm sure is very hard to do, to decide, I'm going to take this baby on a raise, and it's probably going to cause some issues between me and my daughter. But I really think Barbara's only ever wanted to do like the best for Jace. And unfortunately, her daughter is a piece of shiitakes. Jenelle is horrible, 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 horrible. Here's the one clip where, let me see if I can find it. I think I finally did get it. Downloads. Also, Janelle, you look dumb while doing this. I'm just saying.
Shut up! Mom! Silence from you! You're cut off from talking!
And that's what she meant. She put out that video over the weekend and she went and shut her mom's ability down to talk and visit Jace. I can't even if I hated my mom, even if I hated my mom's guts, my mom and my daughter have a very close relationship because we lived with my mom whenever I had her. So they're like this. My mom and my oldest are like this, right? If something happened to my daughter and my mom was going to see her, even if I hated my mom, I would not shut that down. I would be like, I want her to do that. Because it's going to make my daughter feel better. It's going to be easier on my daughter if she can see my mom during this. Obviously, I'd be going too, but I wouldn't shut down my mom. And now you got Jenelle who's not even going. And nobody's going because she's not allowing them to go. Andrew can't go. Barbara can't go because Jenelle is shutting them down. The way Jenelle talked to Barbara and others should have gotten her butt busted. Just saying. Listen, where I was raised, it sure would have. Those tables would turn. Janelle's going to be on the losing end. I hope so. And two, listen, Janelle's going to get her karma with Jace, Kaiser, and Inslee. Just watch. Just watch. She's going to get it. It's so funny when she says something about a mom that's not there or a mom that breaks her heart. And I'm like, this is literally how Jace feels about you too. You want to come, all you want to do as a grown woman is focus on your mom, but yet you're not even considering if your kids feel the same way. Because she don't think about nobody but herself. Jenelle thinks about nobody but herself. And it's sad. People like that, unfortunately, shouldn't have kids, in my opinion. Because they just end up hurting them. But anyways, you guys, that's what it is. She's blocked Barbara and Andrew from seeing or talking to Jace. Apparently, she didn't really go see Jace. She talked to Jace over the phone. And according to what Janelle's sister Ashley said, is that Jace could have been released already, but Jenelle is keeping him there. I don't really know how that works. I did see that. J. Marie. Yeah. Anyways, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that follow button. Come back and hype dick roll up if you think about it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.